Hello and welcome back to another video at Mini Motley Sanctuary. I'm Anna.
And I'm Ruth.
And together we're a mother-daughter team running our little sanctuary for rescue animals out in the English countryside. And for anyone who's new here on our channel, we also have a little Etsy shop if you want to have a browse filled with handmade gifts and decorations made by us using the fleece from our much-loved rescue sheep. And we also gift wrap every single order for no extra charge using recycled ribbons, artisan yarns, biodegradable bags and pretty tissue papers as well, so that they're ready to gift to your loved ones in your life.
We've had the pleasure of having a really sunny, bright May. Absolutely lovely. But unfortunately, the grass hasn't grown, and Wilson's going to demonstrate what's left on the ground, which is not much grass and quite a lot of hay left over.
Yeah, you can see where we've been dishing out the hay morning and evening and the bits they've left behind, because you'll see that the field is mainly hay leftovers and not much greenery at all. So we're hoping that with the rain that's forecast and due to come in, that the grass finally might start shooting up. But we'll have to wait and see, won't we?
We will. And we hate to say we want the rain, but we'd like some of it, preferably at night.
And just a little bit of a sprinkle.
Yeah, that's it. When we're not up and around either.
And the sheep have loved laying against the hedgerows, chewing their cud and sunbathing in the beautiful rays. They've been really enjoying laying out with their freshly shorn coats.
They have. They've looked really sweet. I don't know if I've said it before, but I'm fascinated by the fact that often they curl up just like dogs do by the fire. And you can see how relaxed they are, and they're loving the warm rays, and they're just in these really sweet little positions that look just to me like your little dog at home.
We need to take some videos of them curled up when they've tucked their heads in.
So sweet.
And when the sun comes out, it's time to go back into the Mini Motley wardrobe and get the horses' hats out, which protect them from the sunshine.
But we think for Winnie it's like putting on her sunglasses and sun hat, isn't it?
It protects her from the UV rays, it shields her from the flies and from the sunshine in her eyes, and it stops her big pink nose from getting burnt as well. So that's how we know that summer is on the horizon, when all the hats come back out.
And typical, just like children will take their sun hats off, she somehow manages to push the end bit which goes over the part of her nose that we particularly want to protect. She's forever going to a post and finding a way of pushing it up. So sometimes when we come around the corner, suddenly she's got what looks like a visor at the end, sort of almost at the end of her nose. It's sort of standing up and not covering the bit that we want covered. It's absolutely typical, isn't it?
And sometimes she even manages to dump it off in the corner of the field, doesn't she? Like a Houdini horse. Hello and welcome to a day's foraging. We're going to take you with us as we go and seek out some of our favourite plants and flowers to give to the animals. Now, foraging is something we love to do for the sheep and the horses, no matter what time of year, no matter what day it is. This is great for them physically and mentally. It's great for their physical health because it gives them lots of immune boosting nutrients to support their growth and their development and their rehabilitation if they've had a tough time. It's also great for them mentally as well, because it gives them that added stimulation in their field, in their paddocks, to simulate what it would be like in the wild if they were to be living freely, to stumble across plants and flowers that they don't normally have access to. Now, sometimes they beat us to it and they find naturally growing wild herbs and plants and all sorts lurking in the bushes and the hedgerows, but sometimes we find things outside the border of their field and then we'll go and secretly scatter it for them to find in the field, giving them some really great fun group activities to do together, keeping them busy to prevent boredom, which is so important for us at the sanctuary. And we're going to take you with us now to see what we can find. And first stop, it is cow parsley, which we usually find at the side of the fields or in the bushes at the sanctuary. Not to be mistaken for elderflower, they're quite similar, but you'll notice up close that it's a different flower pattern, and that's how you'll know. It's also worth noting as you watch us out foraging the land that it's really good to use your plant identifying apps to make sure that you're not picking anything poisonous, because any plant can be easily mistaken. I never forget one vlogger and blogger was going out picking beautiful yellow flowers and everyone was commenting, "Don't pick that, it's ragwort, it's poisonous to humans and animals." So please use your plant identifying apps to make sure that you are picking the right kind of flowers, plants and herbs.
And cow parsley, interestingly enough, is of the same family as the carrot and has a similar flavour, which goes some way to explain why both our horses and our sheep absolutely love it.
It's also great for aiding in digestion. It speeds up the healing process as well. It's also known to have a very calming effect, and I'm not sure whether that's why Winnie loves to go and snack on it when we're in-hand hacking in the countryside. She always sort of will be drawn to the cow parsley at the side of the road. So maybe that's because it kind of has a soothing effect on her personality.
Or
that's
more
quite
likely,
lively.
she fancies a big bunch of carrots.
She can smell carrots at the side of the road. Apparently it's also a brilliant insect repellent, and sheep are said to like to rub against the stalks for the oils that are rubbed off in their fleeces and on their skin.
And Nature's Pharmacy is everywhere at this time of year, and it's absolutely stunning. And I love the humble dandelion that adds so much beautiful sunshine to all the lawns, wherever they are, and in the middle of the fields. They grow so plentifully, they're so pretty, and they're really undervalued because actually the leaves and roots are rich in vitamins A, B, C and K, as well as minerals like potassium, magnesium, calcium and iron, which who would have thought? You know, it's considered a weed really, isn't it? I also love dandelions because they are adored by the goldfinches, and I had the pleasure the other day of seeing a pair of goldfinches picking out the seed heads from the dandelions, or the seeds from the dandelion heads on the lawn, and that was just like absolute magic. But of course they're really loved by both our sheep and our horses, so we love to pick them bunches of dandelions and give them those as a little treat, but it's also full of health benefits.
They aid digestion, they support the kidney function, it promotes liver health, it's a diuretic as well, so it flushes out excessive fluids, it cleanses the system and acts as a bit of a detox. It also helps for healthy joints and mobility as well. It also helps improve the gut microbiome, believe it or not. I think I need to start drinking dandelion tea to help my gut. And the sheep go mad at the fence line, Mum, don't we, when we arrive with our bunches of dandelions that we gather.
Yeah, I mean, how amazing is that? It's growing freely and it's full of magical qualities. Fantastic.
Next up, it's the marsh hedge nettle, which took a bit of investigating with our PlantSnap app to identify it. The peculiar look of it with its mint-like leaves and its purple flowers did get us a bit confused, but actually makes a lot of sense considering these videos were shot when we were out on the marsh before it flooded. And that's where it tends to lurk, in the undergrowth of marshes. It's a herb, and actually usually the sheep will apparently avoid it because of its irritating hairs on the plants and less palatable taste. Apparently it doesn't have too much of a nice taste. When we looked it up though, it says it has a mild nutty flavour, and our sheep seem to go wild for that taste. It is wholesome and nutritious too. It's good for wound healing, and it also treats gout, cramps and joint pain, I presume in people, but also has similar benefits for sheep as well, sort of very soothing and good for a sheep that might be recovering from some sort of illness. And here's little Bertie when he first came and joined us at the sanctuary when he was young, eating hedge nettle from a tyre. And it was an old tractor tyre, and the hedge nettle was naturally growing and sprouting out from it, which made a lovely little natural forage trough for him to enjoy and pluck all the leaves from, which you can see he was having great fun doing, getting his teeth and his lips around it and pulling it out from the tyre. And what's lovely is we have a lot of old tyres scattered about the fields. We use them to pop hay in, or treats, to hide different things inside them. We use them for horse training, as obstacles or as jumps if the horses love to jump. And this is one of those lovely random occasions where nature decides to self-seed some beautiful hedge nettle naturally inside the tyre, and then it just sprouted and grew, which, much to the sheep's delight, was a really exciting find for them.
Dock leaves are also full of good things: zinc, protein, fibre, calcium, phosphorus and iron, vitamin C, vitamin A, which again, who would have thought? they're actually toxic to horses. So this is one where the sheep really love them and they're really good for them. So we can only give them small amounts, supervised delivering of the dock leaves by hand to the sheep so that the horses can't get at them.
So small amounts of dock leaves for sheep and not for horses because they're toxic. And similarly, we love to give milk thistle for our horses, which is extremely beneficial and nutritious, but sheep are not allowed milk thistle, so we have to supervise it the other way round when delivering milk thistle. And we have a lot of this plant growing on the corners of the sanctuary and under the trees, which is actually outside of the fence line, so it means that we can pick the plant and then we can give it to the horses and make sure that we keep it away from the sheep, which is actually really handy, and nature has done us a big favour in sprouting under the woodland trees. We actually made a milk thistle special and we edited the video and we've uploaded it to Patreon. So if you want to join us and support our animal sanctuary, you can gain access to all of our exclusive podcasts, updates that we don't share publicly, diary entries and special vlogs that we only deliver to our Patreons. And one we did was all about milk thistle.
And good old milk thistle's also excellent for us humans if we've had a party the night before and we need to detox and cleanse our livers. The milk thistle's the go-to. So if the horses have had a party that we don't know about, or Winnie's had a little bit too much Guinness, then that's good for her too.
It supports liver health, as Mum was saying. It's full of antioxidants. It helps manage laminitis as well, so great for the little ones that struggle. Brilliant for skin health and for allergies as well, like sweet itch, which really helps little Wilson as well, who struggles all year round. And we've done our special milk thistle feature on Patreon as a vlog, and you can see us foraging right now. If you'd like to join us, you can join for as little as £1, and you'll be supporting our rescue animals, our work at the sanctuary, and you'll be part of our amazing community of animal lovers who we are so thankful for. We'll pop all the details in the description below. We're now going to take you back to our first sanctuary location, and anyone who's watched our other YouTube videos will know that we've had to move to different rented lands and different locations because of all kinds of different struggles. If you haven't seen those videos, we'll pop them again in the description below for you to catch up. We're going to take you back to the quarry land and a video that we filmed at the time about the bushes and the plants and the forage that the horses love to find. We've actually picked this paddock for them because it's full of natural bushes and shrubbery for them to forage. You can see them demolishing this bush. Oh, Winnie's face absolutely cracks us up. They have the best skills at plucking off the berries without getting scratched or hurt on the spikes and the spines and the thorns. Just look at how agile she is, using her lips, munching away. The rose hips that they're chomping on are one of the richest plant sources of vitamin C, vitamin A, vitamin K. It supports their joints, it supports their suppleness and their overall health. It boosts their immune system and helps them to fight off infections. As you can see here, the one for me, one for the basket rule doesn't really apply. They just love to scoff them. But also, we trust that they only eat what they need, so they know when to stop, and you'll see them kind of feasting, and then they will just trot off into the distance and go for a snooze after they've filled their belly. They do like to squabble, as you can see. Winnie putting Diesel in his place, saying, "This is my bush, and back off. This is mine." Because the miniatures do have a passion for blackberries, which are full of anti-inflammatory properties. It's antibacterial, full of essential oils and vitamin C. It helps them protect against diseases, and they're absolutely jam-packed full of antioxidants. And don't worry, if you're ever worried about a certain plant or flower or leaf or bud in your pony's paddock or field or in the nearby area, you can always use an app to scan it and snap it and find out what it is and check it out online. Thank you so much for watching. We hope you've enjoyed coming out with us on the sanctuary to find some of the animals' favourite treats given to us for free by nature. You're so cute. We'll be back next week with another video. And if you'd like to come on over to Patreon and hear our exclusive podcast and lots more, you can join for just £1 a month. We would be so grateful, and we would love to have you as part of our amazing community of animal lovers. We will pop all the details in the description of this video. Thank you so much to all of our incredible patrons.
Thank you.
And if you've enjoyed watching, please give us a thumbs up and comment below. Let us know what you're foraging in your life, and let us know where you're watching from in the world. We love to hear from you.
We know lots of you watch and hopefully enjoy this, but forget to subscribe. Please hit that subscribe button if you can. It makes the world of difference.
See you next week.